Do the call to actions from your screen get enough clicks? Or do you find it challenging to find the right information for your promo screen? Well, this video is just for you. Hello everyone, welcome to Mediyum Dialogues. Today we'll be looking at a few personal loan apps where we'll be looking at their design decisions, their patterns, and compare and contrast the same. So without further ado, let's get started.
Thanks, Vaishnavi. Hi, everyone. So, a typical digital personal loan through an app has a bunch of steps, and it starts with the offer discovery. Then you fill in your personal and professional details, you do your KYC, and then you receive the amount in your bank. Today, we'll just be looking at the first step of this process, which is the offer discovery. We look at how apps in the market are communicating their loan offer. We'll see various UI patterns and design decisions they've taken to make these things. The first one, Airtel. Here you see a bunch of things. This is the Airtel app. On the Airtel app, you see Airtel Finance is a section, and in that you see personal loan. When you click on personal loan, you come to this screen. We see here that it says you have a pre-approved offer. There's the loan amount, the slider, a few of the benefits are here. And one of the most prominent thing that stands out in this, whether it is the amount of space it gets or the color difference or the contrast from the background, is the loan amount. We see that's the most prominent element here, right?
Yeah, that's right. And apart from that, I think they have also taken care of the personalization bit. It says that you have a pre-approved loan offer of so and so, amount, which is great. It definitely builds trust and kind of, users know that this is kind of tailored to their particular needs. One thing they could have done better is how to just showcase how they have calculated this particular amount, maybe the credit score or any criteria that they have taken to approve this particular amount. Apart from that, we also see that they have given this slider, which is in a similar sort of a style as that of the amount, bringing an visual connection between the two.
Right. So let's see more here. The next one we see here is Cred. On the Cred app, we see the Cred cash. On the top, we see this Venn diagram, and then there's the amount, and then there are only one or two benefits that are here. And then we have the CTA, which is take a look. When you click on take a look, it takes you to this screen, which has the credit amount more prominently. What we see here on the first page, at least the loan offering page, is that the most prominent element is something to do with personalization, where your profile picture is shown and it says you earned yourself more cash, right?
Yeah, that's right. And two things that comes to my mind right now is that, first of all, a very minimal design, less information that is been shown, as you mentioned, personalization, also the amount that is that can be credited to your account, and a CTA. So very minimal information is shown, and I think so it is also related to the same. The next thing is that the CTA, the commitment level of the CTA. So we see that it says take a look. It's a pretty low commitment level for a CTA. Definitely going to motivate users to click on to it and move forward. So these two things can be noticed here.
Yes, regarding the minimal design, I think there are only around three pieces of information. One is the amount, and one or 2 points about the benefits that you get by taking a loan here. So yes, we'll also see the pros and cons of having a minimal design, but let's see how other apps are dealing with how many pieces of information they want to fit in the loan offering page.
Sure.
Next is Navi, and here this is the Navi's dashboard. On the home page, we see that they have a bunch of offerings, various products, health insurance, personal loan. And if we just focus on the personal loan part of it, we see here that it says get up to 20 lakh instantly. There's an illustration and then a couple of instant disbursal benefits, and then the apply now button. We see here again that the most prominent element is the amount along with the illustration.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, did you notice it says apply now? The CTA says apply now. Don't you think it's a little high commitment level for a CTA? Because as soon as you click on it, you reach a form filling experience. And I think so that users will definitely want to see more information regarding a particular loan, like what's the eligibility criteria, how this instant process works, what are the other details, like maybe lenders or something like that. So, and also they have given a very small real estate for this. It looks like a small banner, and directly jumping into the form filling experience, users might definitely hesitate to move forward, and there might be some drop-offs. So that could have been taken care of.
Right. We'll go to the next one, which is Paytm. Here we see that it says get up to 5 lakhs in 2 minutes, the bunch of benefits, and then get it now is the CTA that they went with. So here I think the most prominent element again is the amount. So I think there's some pattern emerging here that the amount is of high prominence for people. They're looking at higher and higher amounts, and maybe that's the reason why various apps have been focusing on making that the most prominent element. But let's look at let's compare the most prominent elements later in the process. So yes,
right. Yeah, the 5 lakhs is very prominent. And do you notice like they have used a very smart choice of using that coin instead of rupee as a text in that 5 lakhs. It gives that visual aspect, somewhere around money, somewhere around coins, and also I feel like the size of that particular coin is very smartly chosen, because if it was as much as the 5 lakhs font, I'm sure that it would have overpowered the entire design. It would have overpowered the amount as well. So a good choice of having a balanced rupees 5 lakhs, that too prominent. And second thing regarding visuals that I can see over here is a little imbalance in the design. You can see that there are too many things happening on the top half, whereas the bottom half is completely blank. It's just with one CTA. So it looks little imbalanced design. And for app like this, one would definitely look forward for a professional looking design, or that would kind of doubt on their credibility. So that could have been taken care.
Right. A well-balanced design that follows basic design principles is really important. I think it gives the users an impression that it was crafted by professionals who know what they're doing, right? And which sort of adds a level of trust. Right. So we'll go to the next one.
Sure.
This is Swiggy's offer for their credit card, and when you're probably waiting for an order, this thing pops up, and we see here that it says Swiggy HDFC Bank credit card, the 3 benefits, and then the credit card itself, which is quite high, contrast with the background, and then it says apply now. I think the most prominent element here would, I think, be the credit card itself with HDFC Bank's logo, and I think it stands out compared to the rest of the things on the screen. Given that the orange is, it stands out. The foreground stands out from the background because of the high degree of contrast between these two colors. Right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it looks very vibrant, right? Like very colorful and vibrant as compared to what we have seen so far. Additionally, I would like to highlight the smart choice of placement of logos. We can see that in the visuals they have used HDFC logo and Swiggy logo, and they have kind of balanced it well in that visual itself. And on top we can see that they have used text to depict the logos, the Swiggy and the HDFC logo, instead of images. And one challenge that I can definitely think of which would have come is the white labeling one. As in, HDFC is a lending partner, right? And that could have varied from banks to banks. So the background, the size of the logo is something that one need to take care for white labeling, and using a text definitely kind of addresses that particular issue.
Right. Let's look at the next one, which is MoneyView. Here we see that MoneyView on their home screen has a bunch of offerings like FDs and various other things, and they kept their personal loan offering as like in the top section, giving it the highest prominence. And over here we see something different from what we've seen till now, which is that they have this celebrities photo, and it says get up to 10 lakhs in 10 minutes, and there's only one benefit, another benefit, which is zero documentation, and it says apply for loan. And as soon as you click on it, you come to this screen, which is a form filling experience. So I think the most prominent element, at least here, is I think competing between the amount, the time in which you get it, and the celebrities endorsement, I guess.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so they have used a celebrity as their trust marker. I think again it's a great choice. If your target audience is maybe young adults who follows, such celebrities, then definitely someone whom you are following and they are vouching for a particular product definitely builds that trust factor, but that they might be targeting on. So yeah, this is a very good decision. And same like Navi Finance, we see that the CTA says apply for loan and directly lends into a form filling experience. Again, I would comment on the same thing, that maybe there are more information pieces that one would like to know before going forward and filling the form. So that could have been better.
Right. So now that we've reviewed a few screens independently and we've identified various parameters like what's the most prominent element, what kind of commitment level of CTA they're using, their use of real estate, and how many pieces of information, the information density of each of these screens. So let's compare these on spectrums.
Yeah, sure. We can start with the commitment level of CTA. So we have placed all the examples that we have seen so far on a spectrum of commitment level of CTA, starting from low commitment level, such as take a look given by Cred, or maybe a high commitment level CTA like directly apply now given by Swiggy and Airtel. So two things to keep in mind. Firstly, the amount of information that you have shown. For example, if the screen covers all the important information that a particular user might be looking forward to, for example, the interest rate, the amount that they are getting, maybe how it is calculated, what are the other benefits, what are the lending partners, etc., then I think that they can definitely go ahead and if they are satisfied with the information that they have, then they definitely go ahead and kind of start with the form filling experience. But if the screen is very minimal, like we see in the Cred, where they have just highlighted the amount and the personalization bit, and they want the users to kind of go forward and know more about it, then a low commitment level CTA will definitely help. Second point that comes to my mind is what users will predict in the next step. So CTA should never be misleading, right? Like if you're going to have a form filling experience right after the screen, then you can't say like no more or take a look. That would definitely mislead the users. So your CTA should help the user to predict the next steps, as well as it should take care of the information that we have provided on a particular screen.
Right. Correct. Let's look at information density as well, because that is very closely related to the commitment level of CTA. We see that the information density is also varied in a lot of these apps, while a less dense screen like Cred, which has only two pieces of information, the amount and the one or two benefits here, isn't it doesn't overwhelm the user. It's very easy and calming to the user. It might have more number of steps than like let's say what Airtel has here, where it has presented all pieces of information like the interest rate, the EMI, then the benefits, the terms and conditions, all on the same on the first page, first step itself. I think this balance is very difficult to design, wherein like I'm sure Cred came to this design after a lot of testing and iterations. We need to find the right pieces of information that people are looking at a point, and often different people look for different pieces. We've seen that various apps are focusing what is the most prominent element in all of these apps. We see that that's varied, where Cred gives the highest prominence to the personalization bit. We see that Paytm and Airtel give to the amount. We see Swiggy gives to the outcome, and then MoneyView sort of gives to the trust mark or the celebrity's photo. I think each of these are trying to have a unique goal in mind, and like the trust mark they're trying to gain the user's trust at this point, whereas Swiggy is banking on that credit card being a very high aspirational product to many. They're trying to highlight that aspect. The amount in the case of Airtel, they are trying to highlight the amount by making it higher and higher. And in Cred, it sort of is about personalization, where they say that that this is the amount that you could get, right? Compared to whereas in other apps where they could show a higher amount, and when you fill in the forms and you could get a much lower amount, and that could be off-putting. So we see that various apps have been giving different prominences, and based on the goal that they have at this point in their journey, they are choosing those.
Right, for sure. So the next spectrum is regarding visuals. We see a wide variety of visuals that these references have used. Let's start with a very basic one, illustrations. We see that Airtel and Navi Finance have tried to use illustrations more like stack of cash and coins, which usually depict money or something related to finance. There are other ways of depicting finance and money. There could be like piggy banks, or there could be banks, there could be green cash, or a bag of cash, something like that. So these are the common illustrations which are available. Airtel has still done a better job. It kind of blends well with the visual language of the screen, whereas we see that in Navi Finance it seems more like a stock illustrations. I would definitely suggest to kind of avoid stock illustration. The illustration should kind of blend with the visuals and not look like it is just added for the sake of it. Apart from that, MoneyView, a very smart choice of using trust marker as their only visual in the screen or in that piece of information. They have not used any coins or cash or something like that. So a good choice to keep it less cluttered, just combining the visuals with the trust marker. We see that Swiggy has used credit cards and a few coins floating in the app. Again, a great choice of combining the output and your visuals. So need not be that you have some visuals of stack of cash or something like that, and you mention that you will be getting a credit card. Instead, you showcase your output directly in terms of visuals, and that definitely kind of clears what this whole page is about. Lastly, I guess we see a very common pattern going on where all the benefits or the USPs of a particular platform or particular loan that they are getting, they have tagged it with a suitable relevant icon. It's a very common practice. Definitely kind of adds up to the text and the visual aspect of particular screen. Overall, if we talk about visuals, we definitely see that Swiggy is very vibrant, very color, definitely catches the attention right when we just look at it. whereas the other screens are pretty subtle, lighter tones. Yeah, this is what we can see in this particular visuals.
Right. So if we try to summarize all of these, I think what's the use of understanding all these patterns that we've seen? I think we have to analyze and understand these UX patterns, especially from popular apps, as people are familiar with them, and this basically improves the app's learnability and predictability. And I think this kind of a spectrum analysis is helpful because each product is unique and the context in which it operates is unique, and blindly following any pattern that we've seen somewhere that this popular app uses is not very useful, and because that was designed for that particular context. And but when we see these parameters in a spectrum and we can adjust them accordingly for the goals that our app has and the context that our app operates in. Alright, and usually these patterns, we don't know which one is the best for our context, and in those cases we usually can test out which pattern works best through maybe user interviews or A/B testing, right?
Well, did you find this video insightful? If you did so, do share it with product managers, UX UI designers who are into fintech. This will definitely help them craft their designs better. With this, we have come to the end of this video. See you next time. Thanks for watching.